Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Vanessa Cabrera here, and I am back with an update, let's call it. All right, so I'm super excited to have one of my former clients back with me for a very candid conversation on what she has been up to. So check it out. I think it was what 2 weeks ago. Colleen messaged me on LinkedIn, and let me just be real with all y'all and with you, Colleen. I was having the worst freaking day, past 2 days. I remember it was just 2 days of tech hell,
Ugh.
where it was basis where I couldn't even send an email out. My email wasn't working, and I had proposals
Oh
and sales. Oh my God, I was in hell, tech hell for
no.
48 hours. So when Colleen's message came in, I had to do a double take because I'm like, first, my brain was just all over the place. And I believe she messaged me with, she shared a post she did on LinkedIn and said to the tune of 25K, thanks,
Oh.
thanks for helping me. And I'm like, what's going on? And so I came back to her a couple hours later. I'm like, what is she saying? And then I put two and two together and I'm like, oh my gosh, all right, here we go. I'm like, Colleen landed something big. So of course I was like, oh my gosh, congratulations. And I love it when my past clients continue to message me. Good days, bad
Always.
days, all the wins. Yes, I freaking love it. And I have to say, Colleen, you made my day. All my tech problems just melted away. And I'm like, what? So I was like, girl, we need to connect. I'm like, I need to know all the things, how this happened, what's it all about, all of it, right? So that's exactly what went down. We scheduled a connection call, and Colleen just kept going on and about all these different things that are going on. I'm like, okay, you know what? We need to go live. I'm like, we need to go live. We need to have like an update. Where is she now? Type of vibe, because I know my audience certainly loves to hear this, and I know your audience is always interested in what you're doing. So I was like, why don't we go live and jump on and let the people know what's going on? So this is why we're here. So without
Here we
further
are.
ado, Colleen, can you please do me a favor and introduce yourself to I we're here. So without
Here we
further
are.
ado, here we are. Can you
Cool.
introduce yourself?
Yeah, of course. My name is Dr. Colleen Sierra. I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, but I'm also an autistic ADHDer, and I specialize in helping individuals, corporations, nonprofits, organizations, et cetera, to see support and celebrate every kind of mind. Because so much of this world is built around neurotypical standards. And so my own personal diagnostic journey, my children's diagnostic journey, all of this has just really opened my eyes to how much work there is to do in this regard. And I'm absolutely thrilled to be doing it. So it's great.
Okay. So it's so funny when we had our connection call, for whatever reason, it felt like you and I haven't talked to you in like 2 years. I don't know
It's been a
why.
bit.
Or time is just flying by, whatnot. But had it only been when I then look back, I'm like, oh, you wrapped up your program last fall, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it was only a year
It
ago.
was yeah, I was like, oh, okay. All right. So then we have been working together on and off, what now, 4 years, 5 years? It's
I
crazy.
mean, it started in the pandemic, right? I'm pretty sure that that's when I first reached out to you, is at some point during the pandemic.
Was in the
So yeah,
pandemic.
it's been a
Yeah.
long time.
So we've worked together on and off. And so when you last came back last year, which I thought was like 2, 3 years ago, last year you came back and was like, I have this idea. I'm like, of course, Colleen has an idea. I had this idea, and you wanted to launch this program. And so why don't you talk about what we worked on the last time we worked together?
Yeah. So I started to think about baseball has been at the foundation of my life for far longer than I would ideally choose. Um, my son played baseball for 10 years. My daughter played softball for several years. My husband and I were coaches, and we did house league and travel league and all this stuff. It was totally insane. And so much of it so much of it was good. I mean, everybody who is doing this stuff is doing it for free. They're doing this out of the
Right.
goodness of their heart, right? Like everybody's just trying to make a difference, have quality time with their kid, etc. But I just felt like I was seeing so many ways that it could be better. And again, not that anyone was doing it badly, but so much, again, of the world is built around neurotypical standards and neurotypical ideas. And it was leaving kids out. It was leaving my kids out. Lincoln wound up quitting baseball. His last season
No.
was last season, and he quit because it was just too much. So I can't do much about the pace or the intensity, but I figured I could do something about coaches having the information they need to actually successfully coach every kid on their team, not just the kids who are super excited to be there and very compliant and do
Right.
everything exactly the way they're supposed to, right? So what we worked on was a program that involved a pre-recorded like mini course for coaches to watch on ADHD and autism specifically, and some anxiety and OCD, so neurodivergence, but centering ADHD and autism, as well as two live trainings with the huge baseball and softball organization in my community, which is Oak Park Youth Baseball and Softball.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's what we worked on, and I pitched them, and they said yes. So that was great.
Yeah. Okay. So then you had this idea, this very real life idea that you wanted to help. You saw a need, you saw a problem. You obviously were the solution because you are the absolute expert in this field. And so, yeah, that's what we worked on. We worked on the program and the pricing and the details and the marketing and, lions and tigers and bears and what we work on, right?
Yep.
So Colleen did her thing as she usually does, head down, focused as hell, pitched it, landed it, fantastic, right? Then I've seen you. I mean, I'm always seeing you with your reels and continuing to talk about this very important topic. um, and then this message came out of nowhere. But what surprised me, and I'm gonna be honest, is that it came on LinkedIn because
Yeah.
you and I never talk on LinkedIn. We mostly message here on Facebook, right?
Hmm.
So when I got this message, I think that's why I was so confused. I'm like, okay, first of all, why she messaged me on LinkedIn? I thought I was on Facebook. I'm like, no, this is LinkedIn. And then I put two and two together. So tell me how this came about, how they found you on LinkedIn. Is it based off of this first program that you launched, what, just last fall? Walk us through how this happened.
Yeah, so LinkedIn is definitely not my primary platform. Facebook and Instagram are my primary platforms, and I've grown tremendously there. So that's where I'm putting all of my energy and effort. But when I worked with you last year, we talked about the importance of having a presence on LinkedIn that actually reflects who I am now. And my LinkedIn did not reflect
Right.
who I am now. And so I'm really grateful we did all that work last spring. I created a new banner thing. I updated all of my experiences to reflect all the consulting work that I've done, where I am with my primary business, my therapy practice, the keynotes I've done, just really, and again, it wasn't a ton of work. It was tedious, whatever, but it didn't have to be super creative. I just needed to actually make it a reflection of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I had something that felt LinkedIn appropriate to post, I would, but I wasn't centering it because that's not where the majority of my audience is. But that's where they found me, which to me felt so validating because one of the things I've been trying to unlearn and really put into practice is this idea, you and I talk about this endlessly, like this idea of hustle culture and grinding and just like working yourself to death. That's how I've done everything
Yeah.
for the last, I'm about to be 46, 45 years, 44 years. Um, and I really wanted to move away from that. Midlife has challenged me and presented me so many opportunities to think about things differently, to do things differently, to lead differently. And them finding me through LinkedIn felt like affirmation that like I don't have to hustle. I don't have to be perfect. I can make sure that something is truly aligned and representative with who I am, and I can show up and do my best when I can, and that gets to be enough. And that was wild and beautiful and felt really appropriate given all the work I've been doing
Yeah.
around the way that I work, you know?
I love that you hit upon that because I think it took me a long time to figure that out too. I think when you're just starting out and you're
Yeah.
building this business and it's your baby and you're in hustle mode, right?
Hmm.
How many stages can I book? How many trainings can I book? How many networking events can I go to? Like it's
Yep.
just constant. And I talk about this all the time as well. And like you said, we talk about it. Where for the first 4 years of my business, which is at the same time I also gave birth to my son.
Yes.
I
Same.
barely remember those 4 years because I was just so in
In
hustle
it.
mode. And now, after how many years of doing this, the one thing I really am trying to anchor and communicate to my audience and my clients and anywhere I speak is that it has really nothing to do how often you post, or how
Hmm.
many stages you hit, right? Or how many reels you can create in a day, even with AI, right?
Right.
It's really all about the energetics that you bring to the table that you cannot fake, right?
Totally.
So there's an energetics to that when you stop hustling and just show up and just present yourself as the expert that you are,
Yeah.
right? That's why I always say, I'm like, it gets
Yeah.
to be easy.
Totally.
Let it be easy for cry eye. I'm begging you, right? Because all of that hustle takes out so much
Yeah.
energy, so much effort. And 9 times out of 10, this is what you're getting in your own way looks like,
Hmm.
right? I hear that all the time.
Totally.
Vanessa, I know I'm in my own head. I know I'm getting in my own way. I just don't know how. And so when this happened for you, I'm like, this is it. This is what I wanted to talk about because you're like, it was so easy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
yes, you put in work in the spring, but it wasn't a ton, right? It's
It
not like
was,
you were doing 12, 14-hour days and
no.
right.
No. Um, which again is so beautiful and apropos because I couldn't work 12 to 14-hour days if I wanted to, right? Like
Right.
I started my own business because I had a very certain set of ideas about how I wanted to show up as a mother, which means I wanted to be around every morning and I wanted to be around every night and I wanted to be around on weekends and I didn't want to just be around. I wanted to be present. And so that means I've got to be hella efficient with my time.
Mm,
Yeah. And for me, so what's been so interesting about this work that you and I've been doing, that I've been doing on my own, is that, and you say this all the time, but I get it now in a way that I didn't before. Because you can learn, we can get real detailed and sophisticated if we want with strategy and pitching or
oh yeah.
even social media, right? Like I'm learning so much about content creation and it's fun. And we could make it really nuanced. But that just, I don't know, gets you to like the next layer a little. It's the identity work, it's the identity shift that's been the majority of the work for me. How do I, because it sounds so easy like just show up and be exactly who you are and whatever. But when you show up and you are exactly who you are, some people aren't going to like it and you're going to get pushback and you're probably going to lose people in your life. And it's going to bring up all of these fears and insecurities. And it's like, it was dealing with that. It was like the battle within myself about what does it mean to be visible? What does it mean to be successful? What does it mean to be wealthy? Um, that's where so much of the work was, right? Which again, you know that,
Yeah.
but I say that for anyone listening that that's the bulk of the work for me at least. It was the bulk of the work.
Yeah, for sure. And thank you for being so honest because this is, like I said, I call myself a parrot all the time. I'm like, listen, I know I'm known to be a social media marketing strategist or a business coach, all of that. But the strategy is the easiest part, right?
That's right. That's
We
right.
have one session on strategy. I'm like, you can now do this via AI, right?
Yeah.
But it's the feelings that come up, the emotions that come up, that
Yes.
everything that bubbles to the surface while you're
Yes.
trying to do this work.
Yes.
and figuring out a way through it, right?
Hmm.
Not knowing what the hell is going to happen,
Right.
right? We don't know if it's going to work or not.
Right.
No one does, right? So a lot of stuff comes to the surface. And so the monster change, I was thinking about you, Colleen, because I was watching your other lives before in preparation for this, and you are just night and day, not no better,
Really?
no worse. Yes, like you could just our first, I don't even know, our first live case study, my gosh, which was done 4 or 5 years ago. I don't even remember. You were very excited and like things were moving and because you started to become visible, right? But that was just like the starting point. You're like, holy shit, this
Oh
is
yeah.
actually working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Type of thing, right? Where now it's more of a calm with you and your content. It's so
Yeah.
very, very different where, it's, I wouldn't even say it's the confidence. You're just showing up as who you are and telling
I'm
us
just who I
what
am. Yeah.
right? And then it gets to be easy. So you're not overthinking and what am I going to post today? And that, like, all that shit is so far gone from
Right.
where we started, right? Um, so the other question I wanted to ask you when it came to LinkedIn, because I was curious, why do you think your positioning made it easier for them to choose you on LinkedIn? What was different?
Well, I was so clear, and it took a while for me to get clear.
Yeah.
I know, to your chagrin and mine, right? Like I have a lot of ideas, and sometimes they are scattered, and sometimes it's hard for me to rein myself in, and sometimes it's hard for other people to rein me in. So it took a long time to get really clear
Hmm.
about what I wanted to do and the kind of impact that I wanted to have. But once I got clear on that, everything started to fall into place, you know? And I think I needed, especially I think as probably someone who's ADHD, there's a FOMO of choosing. There was like, but I'm so curious about this and I'm so curious about that. And I
Oh,
also think
right.
that's
Okay.
important, right? Like there was such a FOMO of choosing because it felt like giving up other things. And it's taken me a bit to figure out like I don't have to give up anything. You and I talked about this too a lot. Like this is ADHD and autism and trying to dismantle neurotypical normativity and create a world that's more inclusive and accessible. Like that's my jam, that's my passion. Are there a million things that offshoot that are slightly tangential or even have nothing to do with it? Yes. I don't have to give those things up. I get to pepper those things in when they make sense with the right client, with the right organization. But I do have to commit in a very clear way what my major passion is. And when I finally did that, things got a lot easier.
Got it.
Yeah. So I really think it's clarity. At the end of the day, I'm just
Hmm.
very, very clear about who I want to help and my unique way of doing that. Like even you saying it's going to go on LinkedIn, I'm like, oh, then I shouldn't swear. I'm like, no, I'm going to fucking swear. Like, this is me. This is who I am. You should probably know that I swear before you hire me because I'm definitely going to swear in the training, whether I intend to or not, you know? And so, this idea of being exactly who I am and doing things my way, um, again, there's a lot of fear there. What if people don't like me? What if I don't get hired because of it? I'm super progressive. What if somebody is, I'm like, this is who I am. This is who I am. And I think that's a really beautiful energy because it actually repels the people that I would not work well with and would not work well with me and attracts my people, you know.
Hmm.
But there were so many fears and insecurities I had to deal with to get there. And let's be honest, I still am. I'm learning how to let fear ride shotgun or let fear ride in the back seat. I just don't give it the wheel anymore. You know, it's
Yeah.
like I don't have to banish any single part of me. It all gets to come along, but I'm in charge. I'm in charge, you know? That's a
Yes.
very different place to be.
Very different.
Yeah.
Um, First of all, did you know? I don't know if this is true or not. I'll look it up. I saw a comedian, or maybe it was a TEDx talk. I don't remember. I just saw this a couple days ago where she was like, people who swear And y'all know me, I swear. People who swear live longer.
Do they really?
I don't know if it's true, but I just heard it. It was
I
a
like
reel
that.
or
Let's go
something.
with
I'm like,
that.
you know what? That totally makes sense to me. Because we're
It's
not
a way
supposed
of
to hold
expression,
back.
right?
Yes, it is what it is, right? Oh
Yeah,
my
the way of
God.
expression. It's
Yes.
good. Whatever.
Um, okay, so getting back to the fear, and this is the other thing I wanted to touch upon, and I'm glad that you brought it up. So even though Colleen and I have known each other and worked together on and off for over 6 years, the fear never subsides.
No.
You just now understand it, why it's there in a different
Yeah.
way, and that it's actually there to help you. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I say this all the time. People ask me, they're like, don't you get nervous going on stage? Like you just go up there and like you just nail it or whatnot, or live streaming or, any of that. They're like, you don't get nervous? And I'm like, yes, I do.
Of course I get nervous.
And they're like, really? It doesn't show. And I'm like, well, to me, there's a lot of adrenaline, right? A lot of fear, and it's all meshed up into one beautiful mess inside of me, right? And then there's times where I get off stage and I'm like, I don't know what the hell I just said. I'm like, did I hit it? I know I have 3 points. That's how my brain works. I'm like, you have to hit these 3 points, right? In this talk, hit these 3 points. You hit these 3 points and you did your job, right? But I've always said that the day that I'm no longer afraid, the day that that fear goes away,
Yeah.
um, is the day I have to do something else.
Yeah, we got a problem.
We have a big problem,
Yeah.
right? That I'm too comfortable,
Yeah, that's right.
all of it. So yeah, I still have fear. Is this going to work? Is it not going to work? All of it, but it's how you drive that fear that makes the difference. And
That's right.
I think it's how you utilize it now. Like you utilize it beautifully, and you're like, fuck it, we'll try anyways. And the
Yes.
other thing I want to go back to, there it is, full circle. I'm like, there was a point to this, is how you stated that you repel those by being
Yeah.
yourself. You
Hmm.
repel the people that you don't want to work with or that you
Hmm.
shouldn't be working with. And oh my gosh, you nailed it. I say
Yeah.
it all the time. The more real you are, the more
Hmm.
honest you are, the more raw you are, the faster you will attract the people that you're supposed to be working with. I've
Totally.
seen it for 15 years. I will die on that field because it's happened to me. It's
Yeah.
happened to all my clients, right? They're like, holy shit, Vanessa, this is how it is. I'm like, I promise you, it'll feel like they come out of thin air, right? Just like the perfect pairing. And
Yeah.
so now when you were talking to me about this new contract and this training, I'm like, oh God, this is a power partnership for
It's
both you guys.
perfect. It's
It
perfect.
is beyond perfect. So
Yeah.
why don't you lean in and tell us what this partnership is, what you'll be working on,
Yeah.
all the things, all because of baseball.
Seriously, that's wild. Yeah, so it's a juvenile detention facility. And when I first got the email, I had a mix of things going on. I was like, I haven't worked in juvenile detention settings before. I've done a lot of adjacent work,
Mhm.
but I've never actually worked in a juvenile detention setting. So, I mean, there was a small old part of me that almost took me out of the game before I had a chance to even get offered it, right?
Mhm.
Because I was like, oh, I mean, they say they need this experience. I don't have this experience. And then I remembered mediocre white men just apply. Whether they have the experience or not, they just apply. Why should that be different for me?
Mm.
So I talked myself out of that, thank God. And then I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I wonder if there's a values difference here. I don't know how I know how I feel about incarcerated kids, How does that work? And again, it was like just show up curious. We have no idea who these people are and what their values are, but we're
Right.
gonna we're gonna find out real quick. And as soon as I got on the call with this leadership team, the energy was electric. We have such similar values. I barely know the CEO of this company, and I already adore her. It just feels like there's unbelievable synchronicity there. And we have very similar values. They are already doing their absolute best to treat these kids in the exact way that all of these individual kids need to be treated. They're so concerned about being trauma informed as well as neurodivergent competent, which is just exceedingly rare for anyone to want both. And so I'm going to be doing on-site training on Friday and Monday, just like different sections of their staff, same training.
Okay.
And I'm pumped. It's been so fun to work on the curriculum because we're gonna unlearn a lot of stuff. We're gonna
Hmm.
deconstruct a lot of stuff before we start to build on and actually talk about the things that they need to know and talk about. So I'm really excited about it. It's going to be really vulnerable, but it's also going to be fun. It should be dynamic. And then I'm going to onboard them to, as you know, I have an online platform called the Healing Haven. And we have a training arm of the Healing Haven called the Healing Haven Institute. And it's this platform that I literally created from the ground up to host projects like this. And so we're going to onboard them into the Healing Haven Institute, where it's going to be loaded up with resources that are relevant to them. I'm going to have a 30-day training, 30 days after the in-person training, and then 60 days after the in-person training, all virtual via the Healing Haven Institute. They'll have access to a chat so that we can talk in real time because, so much of my critique of traditional therapy and things in general is all this theory is great, but it's very different when you're trying to put it into practice. And so
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure that they had a way to reach out and connect when they were, at the end of a hard day and this didn't go well. And I'm already thinking about tomorrow. What can it look like different? How can it be different? So, yeah, so that's what it's going to look like. And the CEO and I are already chatting about all the other things we could work on and do next. And there's a lot of synergy and excitement. I'm so thrilled.
Amazing. I'm thrilled for you. Like this
Thank
is
you.
just like was just made for you both. And
Seriously.
it's like you guys found each other.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's so great. And the whole team seems really, really great. It just feels like I'm gonna spend 2 days with my people, with people who want the same things for the world and see the world in similar ways and want to make it safer and more accessible and inclusive. And oh, I feel emotional just thinking about that. Like
I
what an
know.
honor. What an honor.
I know. I could see it. I could
Yeah.
feel it. You can't fake that.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well,
good.
congratulations. It's
Thank you.
monster. I'm not at all surprised. Um, I knew it was coming and something was
Yeah.
coming for you. So you put in the work and you continued on. And so congratulations. Job very
Thank
well
you.
done.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm gonna switch the gears for a second.
Uh-huh.
Colleen's like, of course you are. All right. So you and I have had this conversation many times, but I don't think we've had it publicly yet. And it sparked something in me when we did our catch-up call just like last week, and you were telling me all about it, this amazing contract and all the things that you're working on. And I was like, holy shit, we need to talk about this live and all the things, right? There was one thing though, when we were setting up this live stream, I'm like, all right, we need to do a catch up. And so everyone knows what you're working on and all the things. And so you did say though, you were like, okay, do we have to put a dollar amount? We have
Yeah.
to put a dollar amount to the title, right? Um, because the contract wasn't signed, a deal, whatever it was, right? And so this is now your, I don't even know, I lost track, third, fourth, fifth interview with me.
Yeah.
But this has come up with other of my clients, right? Like,
Hmm.
and it has come up for now the past 10 years. And so I've always wanted to talk about it where this woman just landed a $25,000 contract or a $400,000 consulting contract or 160,000 in 90 days, whatever the case may be, right? So when we're preparing for these live interviews, they get nervous.
Hmm.
They always get nervous about the amount, the money. Vanessa, do we have to put, because they know me, they know my style. And I'm like, yes, this is why. I'm like, we're in business,
Yeah.
right? And let me just be real. If for me to show up as my authentic self and how my brain works as a business coach, my job is to help you get results, right? There's no fluff
Right.
with me. I'm direct, I'm to the point. They're like, okay, Vanessa, show me results. I'm like, here, I got them all damn day, right? So I don't care how many followers you have. It's not about, oh my God, I have a client that got 600 views or whatever it is, 80,000 followers on Facebook or, all this engagement. Great. Now
Right.
what?
Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Yeah.
Show
Yeah.
me the money. So it's never been about engagement or vanity metrics with me.
Totally.
Even though I get its strategy, I've been in this business for a long ass time, but I could care less, right? Me
Right.
is about the money. Because if you're not making any money, like my sales
Then
coach
what
is
are you
like,
doing?
Vanessa, you have a very expensive hobby, right?
Right.
So I was talking to Colleen about this and she got nervous. And so I think this is the second or third time you got nervous. And so, so I'm like, okay, let's talk it through. What's going on, right?
Yeah.
And we had this honest conversation of, I'm like, listen, I pushed you guys to put that number on out there because number one, you should be proud of that freaking number.
Totally. Absolutely.
Okay. Because that's who you are now.
Right.
Like that's just who you are. Okay. So I, as your coach, am trying to anchor that into your unconscious mind hard. Like this is just who you are, right? 30K
Right.
days, they're normal, right? 300,000 contracts, that's normal to us.
Right.
Okay. That's number one. The other thing is that, and we just had this conversation just in general where I'm like, notice how men have no problem talking about money. They talk about it
Correct.
all the time. On
Yep.
the golf course, did you invest? Did you buy SpaceX? Da, da, da. What is your like all of it? It's 24/7, right?
Yeah.
But with women, it's different.
It's different.
It is so different. It is such a different relationship with money. And there's so many different aspects to this of how you were raised and, your relationship to money and all of this. So
what society conditions us to believe about women who are wealthy. So we'll throw that in there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I wanted to have this honest conversation because it's come up with you and all of my clients where we get ready and I could tell you were like, you tensed up and you asked the question and I'm like, okay, we're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
So what was it about stating the number, even though this is like your third, fourth, fifth interview, right?
Right.
And again, this is still the fear that Colleen is honest enough to say that she still has, and she was afraid to put this number out there. So just walk us through where it came from. What do you feel now? All the things.
Yeah. So, I mean, the first thing is there's always some concern about what does it mean to be a professional? And I would never ever want the company or the organization I'm working with to feel disrespected. And so that's part of it. But I think the deeper part is really just knowing that we have great research and data that says the more successful and wealthy and visible a woman becomes, the more she is disliked. The more she is hated, the more shit she gets, right? That's just a mathematical reality based on the research that we have. And I mean, just look around, like we've never had a female president.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And so there is some old small part of me that's like, but I want to be likable. I want people to still like me. And I just am always coming back to this quote. I don't know who said it. I wish I could give them credit, but it's like you can either be authentically you and then get all the things that come with that: success, wealth, visibility, safety, connection. You can be authentically you or you can be liked. You cannot have both. So pick. And so I'm always anchoring in, I'm just going to be authentically me. I've always been an open book about my life, my hardships, my challenges. I don't think this should be different, especially because one of the things that happens when men talk about money all the time is they normalize it for each other. They normalize making a lot of money. They raise the bar for each other. You made that much? I'm going to go out. I now feel inspired and motivated to go out and get that much because I know it's possible. So to me, conversations like this are also just representation of women stepping into their power and being good at business and having candid conversations about that. And I know full well that means that some people are going to be like, I don't know. there's just something about her. I don't like her. I just can't put my finger on it.
Mhm.
And I quite frankly don't give a fuck. Because I can either be me or I can have people like me. And I'd rather be me. The freedom that has come with actually getting to know myself better in the last 7 years than I have my whole life. It's, oh, again, I feel emotional thinking about it. It's been so liberating to just show up as I am. And so it's not that I don't, it's when I say I don't give a fuck, that's not actually true. I do. It hurts. It's always going to sting to feel misperceived or have someone project their shit onto me.
Yeah,
But it's no longer keeping me small. It's no longer holding me hostage. I'm not letting it like drive the boat. And that's just been huge.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. All right. So, how does it feel to be paid well for work that's meaningful to you?
I mean, it's like, oh my God, this is what I've been wanting forever. I think there's a real, again, misperception that I have a big group practice, or I must be raking in the dough. I'm not. No practice manager is. If you're paying your people well and you're in the therapy business, the profit margins are tiny. And
Yeah.
so, but I've needed this last 10 years in CCBH to really understand that this isn't it. This isn't it. And I'm meant for more. There's more out there for me. And so if yeah, it feels like this is a culmination of what I've been working toward, and I'm only just getting started.
Amazing.
Yeah,
All right, lady. So the 25K partnership wasn't the only thing Miss Colleen has been
it wasn't.
working on. She shared a lot of things in the call where I was like, Jesus. And I like just kept writing and writing and writing. So you want to fill us in on what are the things you've been working on?
Yes. I do have to be really quick though. I do need to get going. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean a few things. I'm in email conversation with someone who just made an amazing documentary on Netflix about being late diagnosed autistic, and she and I are chatting about what collaboration could look like. So I feel really excited about that. Again, it feels like there's so much synergy there, shared values, meaningful impact. So I feel really excited about that. And I also just landed my first major brand partnership. It's not like official. So I can't make it public right now until, we sign on the dotted line and do all the things. But I did just land my first big brand partnership, and it feels really full circle because this is a brand that I've been thrilled about and excited about and has become really a part of my online identity for about a year and a half now. So it feels just so full circle, and I cannot wait to be able to nail it down and tell people about it.
Amazing. All right. So let's wrap this up. I know she's got a baby
I
to
do.
pick up, not a baby.
My
So yeah,
11-year-old,
yeah.
but still.
All right. So go ahead. You can bow out. I don't want you to be late. Thank you so much, Colleen, for taking the time to like share what is going on. But like I said, when we caught up, I was like, girl, we need to do this live. All
Thank
right,
you
lady.
for having me and
Yes.
for all of our work together. It's been so transformative, and I'm really excited to see what comes next.
Yes, ma'am. All right, you can go. Head out. Your excuse.
Thanks, Vanessa.
You're
Talk
welcome.
soon.
All
Bye.
right, guys. So this is exactly why I wanted to have this conversation and share it with you guys live because yes, the 25K contract is freaking amazing. It's exciting, all the things. Obviously, we love that. But the deeper story is that it becomes easier, right? It became easier. She became easier to trust and easier to choose just by showing up as who she always was. Was it easy? No. Did she do the work? Yeah. Did she keep showing up? Yeah. And I think so many women entrepreneurs are sitting on incredible expertise, right? You guys are a bunch of badasses. I surround myself with you guys, and you have incredible experience with incredible bodies of work, but your online presence doesn't really fully reflect who you are, right? Who you are, why you do what you do, all the things, because we're nervous of being judged. Is it going to work? What are they going to say, right? And that gap matters. Yeah. So, because the right people can't choose you if they can't clearly see you. So, if you're watching this and thinking, all right, Vanessa, I know I'm a badass at what I do. Okay. I know I'm good at what I do, but I don't think my visibility or my message is clearly reflecting that. I know I'm holding back for some reason or another. Yeah. And this is where positioning matters. This is where your messaging matters. This is where clarity matters. Yeah. So, as Colleen's story shows, you don't have to be everywhere to everyone all the time. She landed a $25,000 training contract on LinkedIn and she's barely on there, right? But she had the foundation of who she was on LinkedIn. So, when someone was looking for her, they're like, oh my gosh, there she is. Yeah. So, again, if this is something that you know needs to change, but you're not actually sure what that is, right? Then let's just have a conversation. I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this live stream. If you want to have a private conversation with me about what's really going on in your business, the struggles that you're having, all the things that you've been trying to do, but it's not working. If you feel like you're in complete hustle mode and it's just not working, then reach out to me and we can have a conversation on how I can help. Yeah, cool. All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging with us, and I'll see you online. Peace. Okay.